And what a moment for Mick Mills on the right there, the captain of Ipswich Town, as he leads England out for the first time. Terry Yorath on the left, the captain of Wales. But for Mick Mills, this honour in leading England comes just 7 days after he lifted the FA Cup at Wembley. And now the England team follow him out for the start of this Home International Championship. And as always at Ninian Park, a terrific reception for the Welsh side. There was just one doubt in the Welsh team this morning, but it was cleared up when Leighton Phillips, their sweeper from Aston Villa, was declared fit after a virus infection, so he takes his place at number 4. The Welsh have 2 wide players, Carl Harris, number 7, on the right, and Mickey Thomas, number 11, who plays mainly on the left. The front partnership in the Welsh team playing together for the first time. Alan Curtis of Swansea City has scored 34 goals this season in their promotion season and is restored to the Welsh team today, having missed their match against Iran. And Phil Dwyer, who's partnering Curtis this afternoon, from Cardiff City, Phil Dwyer, made his debut in Iran only a few weeks ago and scored the winning goal. He's normally a fullback, but he's been pressed into service in the attack with good effect. There's the England team with Shilton, Wilkins and Brooking returning to replace Corrigan, the unavailable Kevin Keegan and Tony Curry from the side that drew against Brazil. So England kick off playing from left to right in the first half with a very good record at Ninian Park. They've won their last 4 matches here, England, and haven't lost here since 1955. That was the last time Wales beat England on Welsh soil. Brian Greenough. Joey Jones with the header, then Thomas. Francis for England looking for Koppel. He's got Latchford in the centre, unmarked at the moment, but the cross too long for Latchford, can be retrieved by Barnes. Corner's been given. Guy Davis, the Welsh goalkeeper, has played an important part in Wrexham's 3rd Division Championship success this season. Well caught, with a bit of a breeze blowing around Ninian Park. Thomas. This is Curtis. Good control, my word, he turned Greenough there. Thomas again. Greenough recovering well, but again Thomas. Yorath. Beaten by Wilkins, and then Francis out to Barnes. They're feeding Peter Barnes well, England, early on. Wilkins gives him the return. Good play. A couple of the early crosses have been overhit by England. This is Koppel. Mills. Nice ball, Brooking. Another cross that's too long, ideally, but Barnes again. Latchford! Bob Latchford scores his first goal for England after 9 minutes. It was made by Peter Barnes. It was simple, but it was beautifully executed. Barnes retrieving the ball on the left, and Latchford making the sort of run to the near post that Everton supporters know so well, and England have taken the lead with less than 10 minutes gone. Sherry, who went down and lies very still. Given away meantime by Mills. This is Dwyer. And England a defender short. Peter Barnes is hurrying into the left back position. And now Fred Street, the England trainer, can come on, the physiotherapist, to deal with Trevor Cherry. Really fell very awkwardly there, Trevor Cherry, after throwing himself through to head that ball away. In fact, as he came in there, you can see he collided very nastily with the ground as he fell. So, as a precaution, Tony Curry starts to warm up, because the interesting thing about the England subs bench today is that there isn't a recognised defender on the bench. There are 3 forwards, a goalkeeper, and Tony Curry, a midfield player. Ron Greenwood, the England manager, with the raincoat and the spectacles, just behind Trevor Brooking there, having to reorganise his team with only 16 minutes gone, because Trevor Cherry is to be carried off on a stretcher. Really unlucky, Trevor Cherry, when he plays for England. He had 2 teeth knocked out by Bertoni of Argentina and got sent off as well as him last summer. Now he's been carried off, and Tony Curry immediately comes on as the England substitute. So we won't be seeing Cherry again, but Curry we saw an awful lot of course, in the last international against Brazil, and he'll play in midfield. And immediately England are back on the attack with Peter Barnes. Oh, he's Fox Page there. Latchford coming in again. And Wales in these opening 20 minutes have found Latchford a handful in the air. But the England reorganisation has now taken place, and as Curry goes into midfield, Ray Wilkins goes into the right back position, and Mick Mills switches to left back to replace Cherry. Curry. David Jones seeing that well. Thomas. And Wilkins has now got to mark Thomas in this somewhat unfamiliar role for him. Francis. Harris. Past Mills. What a good try by Carl Harris. And that was a fine run and shot. But look at the goalkeeping here. Harris goes past Mills. Beautiful try, but Shilton not just stopping it, holding it. There's Francis trying to find Brooking, but Leighton Phillips in quickly. Harris again, Curtis, Flynn. Curtis. Oh, lovely play by Curtis. Wales at the moment approaching things very positively, but up to now lacking the true finish. Curtis, rather like Harris a couple of minutes earlier, prepared to go on, take players in his stride, get past them, but then getting underneath the shot. Bill Taylor, the England coach, on the extreme right there, pointing. Header by Brooking, but Yorath is doing a good job filling in the holes there, as he always does. His distributions let him down once or twice, though, although Tony Curry's through pass was equally wasted. Dwyer turning. Harris has got Curtis in the centre. Thomas is there as well for Wales. Still Harris. And Wilkins playing the part of the right back, settling for safety. Cross again by Carl Harris, and Ray Wilkins not quite knowing who was behind him. In fact, it was Mickey Thomas doing the sensible thing. He's onside, it's Thomas again. Dwyer is up. Meantime, Wales have an injury problem now, because Terry Yorath has gone down, clutching his knee after playing a part in that last attack. Referees had a look there as we watch the replay again of the header by Dwyer, but the problem for Wales now is Yorath, the captain. On by Coppell to Mariner. Coppell again. Wilkins. Mariners coming in on this, away by Jones. And a break on here for Carl Harris. He can run at Mick Mills if he wants to, because he's got support inside, and England have only got 4 back. Still Harris. Well, that struck the defender. But Carl Harris having quite a first half here, taking on Mills again, going inside, prepared to hit it with his left foot, and Dave Watson was the defender who deflected that past the post. Page. Thomas. Oh, Shilton did well under pressure. Luck went with England as well when the ball came back out. And now it comes out to Barnes. And England again have got players forward. And if the ball's used well here, it still could be on because it's come to Francis. Koppel, Barnes, what a good save by Di Davis. Barnes must have thought he'd scored the second there. Cross by, first a header on by Koppel, and as Barnes comes in there, Davis looked to be beaten, but how did he get that ball out? Brookings corners, Watson getting up, and Davis came an awful long way there, but a goal kick gets him out of trouble. Well, that really was a quite remarkable save by Di Davis, because he seemed to have lost the hope of stopping it, with the ball being behind him and almost over the line, it would seem, but somehow he scrambled it out past the post on the right side for him. Foul by Watson. Watson so commanding in the air, though. He's won nearly everything back there. Foul by Mills. Certainly Carl Harris the pick of the Welsh forwards in the first half. Oh, and Shilton misjudged it. Dwyer nearly got there. Thomas now, and a corner. That was England's most anxious moment. An awkward cross for Shilton, and Dwyer got in with a header. Dwyer with the header there, but Shilton almost accidentally saved it the second time. And a punch this time out. The referee's already blown. Already an offence inside the 6-yard box before the ball was knocked out. So the shot from Harris didn't matter. Shilton under pressure there, being jostled. See there as the arm went in, the goalkeeper was fouled, so the shot from Harris was wiped out. So half-time, Mick Mills leads England off, they lead 1-0. One or two England-Wales matches in the past have been unspectacular, but in that first 45 minutes, there was plenty of incident at both ends to keep the crowd talking at half-time. Bob Latchford scored the goal and then went off injured, as indeed did Trevor Cherry, but England have the edge at the end of the first half. Wales have now had their captain out of the rest of the match, and John Mahoney, an experienced international wearing number 14 on the ball now, replaces Yoreth. It's what's made the match so unpredictable in a way, the change of formation which affected England slightly and may now affect Wales. Curry again. Now Barnes. Hasn't seen much of the ball in the second half so far. Page up against him. There's Koppel with the volley. Koppel and Barnes combining there. The two wingers who Ron Greenwood brought in for the match against Italy at Wembley, and he's kept them in ever since. against West Germany, against Brazil, and now in the Home International Championship. David Jones to Curtis. Still Curtis. He shook them off well there. Slightly better finishing, and Wales would surely be level at least. Wynne carrying Shilton's kick. Referee wants that taken again from the proper place. England leading 1-0, and that was the score by which they won here 2 years ago in the last match to be played between the two countries in Wales. Goal by Peter Taylor gave England victory that day. Wales, of course, won 1-0 at Wembley last season with a penalty from Leighton James, who's no longer in their squad. Francis for England to Brooking. Given away. Now Mahoney for Wales. Harris. Oh, and he's round Mills again. And it's got in from Dwyer. The local boy's done it. Dwyer, the man who scored his international debut, and he's done it again. And really, you've got to say it was deserved. Wales were on top. Harris was giving England all sorts of problems. And just look at the way this attack builds up. Too much embroidery there by Brooking, really. Gave Wales possession. Harris takes on Mills. He beats it. He crosses, and Phil Dwyer comes in and heads the equaliser on his own Ninian Park pitch. It's Mariner on the break. Brooking just inside. And it's played wide. Here's Francis. Inside Joey Jones, good save by Di Davis. Koppel, and a corner. And while all that was happening, David Jones on the far side was lying prostrate. Trevor Francis here gets inside Joey Jones, Di Davis parrying well. Wales scrambled the ball away there, but I think they're now going to have to make their second substitution as Koppel's shot went out for a corner, because David Jones is in serious trouble again with the right knee. So Gareth Davis is on. The referee won't allow the corner to stand because he wasn't back on the pitch when it was taken. Gareth Davis comes from Wrexham. He is a centre-back, so he'll go straight into that position. Watson and Dwyer tangling again. Curry now. Curry's shot. Oh! Well, right out the blue by Tony Curry. Di Davis on his knees, and England are back in front with a shot from all of 25 yards, maybe more. It comes in the 81st minute, and here's Tony Curry. It's on his left foot. It's a good 25 yards that, and Davis struggling to get there, and the ball right in the corner. So England are 2-1 ahead, and perhaps now Wales will find the fairy tale that looked as if it might happen will not after all. What a tremendous shot. Here's Koppel. Well, Curry until then had a fairly quiet match after he came on. been booked, of course, but then producing a goal which was so typical of him because he's got all the skills, including that powerful long-range shooting with either foot. Mahoney. Joey Jones trying to get forward, Koppel just tracking back with him. Phillips. Had a good match, Dave Watson, at the back for England. He's held them together at times. Just a couple of minutes of normal time on the watch. England lead by 2-1 after that spectacular shot from Curry. Oh, and Mahoney's given it to Mariner, and Mariner goes down, but I think the chance had gone then anyway. Davis was right up to him very quickly to save Mahoney's error, and instead it's Page for Wales. Greenough coming over in front of Harris. Page to Flynn. Complaints from the other players who wanted to cross further over there. Flynn. Mills, much as though he made lead England to victory in his first match as captain, but not without a few hair-raising moments, especially on his side of the field. Here's Mick Mills. Curry. Koppel. Turning away from Flynn. 3 in the centre waiting. Is Barnes. Oh, number 3, Peter Barnes scores his first goal for the full England side in the last minute of the match, and that seals an England victory. It was beginning to look a little unlikely early on, but here's Koppel pulling the ball back, and Barnes there, when he saw the shooting chance on his left foot, he didn't hesitate. In off the underside of the bar. So as we go into injury time, it's Wales 1, England 3. And England have scored 2 spectacular goals to halt the Welsh threat. Flynn, Jones, certainly taken the heart out of the Welsh supporters. They've been silenced by those 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Tony Curry and Peter Barnes giving England what may look now like quite a comfortable victory, but it was certainly less than that for a long period in the second half. Koppel, offside against Brooking. Well, 1 or 2 Welsh heads now dropping slightly because they seem to be running the match at one time, but as has so often happened in the Home International Championship, England came back again to snatch victory. Curry. So England start with 2 points at Ninian Park, beating Wales by 3-1 in a match full of incident. 4 players injured, 4 substitutes used. England on the rack in the second half when Wales got back to 1-1. The Welsh looking as if then they might take over, but Peter Barnes, number 11, going off there. Tony Curry first, number 6, and then Peter Barnes scored goals which left England looking in the end good winners. Wales 1, England 3.